Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is my second Flosstube video, and this is November the 13th. I've had a pretty productive couple of weeks. Well, since I made my last video, which has not been a couple of weeks. It's not been but about a week, I think. But anyway, I've been stitching pretty much every day except for the last couple of days. I've been actually working on my thread. I have my thread, my DMC, in a two-sided box. And I use that now for all my DMC stitching, which has been a life changer as far as my stitching goes, because before I did that, I used to always, put it in each bag, the thread I needed for each project in each bag. So I'd buy all this thread. I had no idea what I had, and every time I was kitting up for something, I'd have to go buy more thread, and it just got to be too much. So I thought, well, I'm gonna see if I can't fit the whole line in one case, which I did. Well, then they came out with the 35 new colors. So I thought, if I squeeze them in 10 to each section, I might be able to get the whole thing still in one case. So I'm trying. I'm working on that now. I'm up to the 600s. So, and I put them all on plastic bobbins, because in that case, when it's tight like that, and though you have them on those cardboard bobbins, then it bends, and it ends up being a mess. So I thought, well, I'm going to switch everything to the plastic. I do like them. The only thing I don't like about them is that the little slits to hold the thread does not, the thread don't want to stay in it. But, you know, I'll deal with that. And so I've been doing that. I just can't seem to find a good method to store my fancy floss. I have so much. I have a bunch of carries. I have all these Victorian Motto. I have Gentle Arts. I'm in the nest egg from Trisha. I'm doing that, 10 of those a month. I've got a lot of Week Style Works. I've got a whole crap load of Mo sale. I've got some Fibrolicious, dinky dye, a few dinky dyes. I've got a bunch of Silks for You, but mostly those are Hanks. But I'm trying to find a way to organize those, and I just don't know how to do it. I tried the baggies with my DMC, but that just doesn't work for me. I just don't like it, and so I just don't know. I might try. I've been putting my other ones in the baggies, but hopefully I'll figure out how to do that where I can see what I have. That's the main problem. I have all this stuff, but I don't know what I've got, so it's hard for me to figure out what I want to use. So, but anyway, that's about what's been going on here this week. My husband's going to be off work starting Friday. He'll be off from Friday until the Monday after Thanksgiving. And my son that's working out of town in Missouri will be here for 10 days also. So that's going to be kind of hectic and a little nerve-wracking. I really enjoy my time to myself, and I know that's kind of, strange, but you know how that goes. And of course, we have Thanksgiving coming up. I do cook for Thanksgiving. Now, I've been dieting for about a year and 8 or 9 months. I started like in March of 2017, and I was having some medical problems, and so I went to the doctor and had all these tests done. They said, well, basically, with what your problem is, the only thing you can do is lose weight and keep your blood pressure under control. So I decided right then and there I was going to lose weight. And I have went from 350 pounds to right now I'm at 213, which I've lost 138 pounds, which has been, it's just phenomenal, the difference I feel. And I'm still losing. Now, when I go on vacation, I take those days off and I eat what I want. Now, I may have to, work a little extra hard for a couple of weeks to get those pounds off, but it's worth it to me to be able to not have to worry about having low fat or low calorie meals. I do calories. I stay within 800 to 1,000 calories a day, and then once a week I go out and have a cheat meal, and I eat whatever I want. I know people say, well, you shouldn't do that, but my doctor even says that it's good for you to do that, and it keeps your metabolism up higher too. And even though I'm 60 years old and I don't exercise, I mean, I have been doing more walking since I've lost weight, but at first I did minimal walking because it just hurt too much to walk. And my back would kill me, my legs would hurt, my feet would, it was just too hard. And I was getting to the point where I was so miserable, I just could not, I don't see how these people get to 600 pounds. Like from that show, I just don't see how I could not live, physically, I could not live to that weight. I just don't see how, I don't think I could. But So I've been doing that, and my goal is to get down to about 170 pounds, which is about 45 more pounds to go, and I'm really hoping I can do it. But I am taking off a couple of days at Thanksgiving to eat what I want for Thanksgiving. So, and I'm going to cook all my favorite stuff so I can eat it. And then get back on it, and then go from there. But anyway, that's a little something about myself I thought you might be interested to know. Like I said, I do low calorie. There's really no magic to it. I mean, I don't do low carb. I don't do low fat. I just eat I just keep up with my calories. And I do eat a lot of the packaged meals, like lean cuisines. I even eat some Boston Markets. I just got to watch the calorie count on how much I'm eating. You know, things like that. You know, I eat fruit, vegetables, just anything I want. You know, I do drink my diet drinks, and I drink diet tea with Splenda in it. And I know people, they say that's terrible for you, but you know, I feel like I'm not going to give up everything. You know, and I don't see anything wrong with it myself personally. Now, everybody has their own ideas, and if you choose not to do it, that's great. That's good for you. But I choose to use, you know, the Splenda and NutraSweet, but mostly Splenda. Anyway, there's enough about that old stuff. Anyway, I've been working on 3 WIPs this week. I have 2 new starts, and so I worked on two new ones, and the weavers I worked on last week. Here they are. So I'll show you those first. This is the Weaver's Tapestry Band Sampler, and I'm still behind on it. I did do quite a bit of work on it though, and this is up to week 43. She just released 46. I got this part from the bottom of this thing down, these 2 little deer, and this one here about from there down, and this line here. This is from this needle minder's from Imperfectly Perfect Stitcher on Etsy. It's really cute. I don't really use my needle minders a lot. I do have one of those metal boards that I set in my lap, because I set in my chair or on the couch and stitch, and I set that in my lap with my pattern on there, and it's one of the 18-inch ones. And I've always used something like that, you know, ever since I've been stitching. I've always used that big board. So this is the one that I talked about last week starting. This is the Blackbird Designs Pleasure of the Fleeting Year. I said I was going to try starting that on that 46 count, which I did, and with my magnifying light, oh my gosh, it's just wonderful. I can do it so easily. And here's what I got done. 1/2. And you know, I was wanting to work on this some more, but I wanted to start the new salve from Tempting Tangles that I signed up for. It's the Quakers in Holland, and they already had 4 parts out. So I wanted to go ahead and get started on it and get caught up on with that one, and then you know, try to work on that one. But then I thought, well, I better work on that Weavers, because you know, it's coming up on the end, and I want to finish that this year with the salve, because it's got 48 or 49 parts, and she's on 46. So I don't have that much to go, but I'm behind a couple of weeks. So, but this is all 4 parts of the Quakers in Holland. I really love Quaker's designs. That's my favorite. You know, I do love all samplers, just about. You know, I'm not really partial to specialty stitches. There's some I like, some I don't. But you know, there's just not a whole lot I like to do. You know, I'd rather just stitch, cross stitch. But that's the WIPs I worked on this week. And I said last week that I was going to show you all the ones I have framed from when I started stitching back in the late 80s. And I don't have many. I have like 5 that I have here. There's some that I have that I had given away. I have some I gave to my brother, my sister, some friends, but that's, you know, how that goes. But anyway, here's my first one. This was a duck that it was a kit I got at a store. It was a roses store. I don't know if you have those where you live or not, but back before they were like $1. They're basically roses now. It's like a big mega Dollar General store. Those back when I did this, the roses were different. They were more like a Kmart. And I bought this kit and did this one. And I made a mistake in this one. And I actually had to add a line to this part right here, and it goes all the way up, and you can see this section right here is wider than the rest of them because I had to add a line to it. And considering I've never stitched before, I thought, you know, that's pretty good that I was able to figure out how to do that. But I did, and I got it done. Here, this one is from Cross Stitch Plus magazine. The designer of this one was Cam Harmon, and I liked her. I really liked her designs. I guess it's a woman. It could have been a man. I don't really know. You know, but I've never seen any of the designs except for in that magazine by that person. So, and this is from 92, no 91. So, and here's one. Actually, I just took it out of the frame because I was trying to frame, record this a minute ago, and I had to restart it. But anyway, I just got dust on it because there was nothing on this thing when I took it out of the frame. So also I got dust on it. But anyway, this is just a part of a pattern. It was some roses. But I just wanted to show that I've done all my framing on sticky board. And this is from 1992. And you can see how clean that looks. It's been in the frame. And I live with a smoker. And so I put everything under glass. But even with a smoker, you'd think, now this right here is just the dust that I got on it from where I just took it out of the frame. And I guess there was dust on the frame. I need to get a new frame for this one because it's in bad shape. This frame is. Don't drop it because it's glass. Okay, let's see. There. Okay, this is the one that the only one I had two actually. One it was a clown I got my brother, and I had that professionally framed. It was for his birthday. That I actually cross-stitched for him, didn't get for him. I cross-stitched it for him, and but this one is a Santa from the book Christmas Remembered, back from the 80s, and I had this one professionally framed, and I love this one. I can keep it hanging up year-round, but if I ever get some more stitched, finished and framed, I might be able to take this one down and put some different ones up. This was a 91 also. Now this one is the second one I did after the duck, and this was done in 1989, and this is from Cross Stitch and Country Craft. Now this is one of 3 designs in a series, and I love this one. That's when my kids were small, and now my oldest is 37, and my middle one's 36. My baby's 31. So, but I have all boys, but never did get a girl. Until I married my husband, then I got a girl. But anyway, this has blends. It's full coverage. A lot of backstitch. I really liked it. I love doing this one. And this is an 8x10 frame, and I guess the opening there is 5x7, so that's how big it is. It's not that big, but with it being full coverage, it did take me a little while. But I did it. I stitched on it a lot. Me and my sister both started stitching at the same time, and we'd get together at night after her husband would go to bed or go to work, and because he worked third shift at the time, and we would stitch away. Now this is my first sampler. I stitched this from Cross Stitch and Cross Stitch Plus, and this is another Cam Harmon design. And this one I framed myself also, and I really like that. It was really fun, I guess, because it was so symmetrical, and it was just kind of like, I don't know. I just really like doing it. It's so pretty, and I love the colors. And it hangs in there next to my desk in my room right now. But I hope to get some more framed. I do have a few that I need to frame up, but not all. You saw last week what I had. And I have a few small samplers that I did. I like over one on 28 or 32 count. They're just, I used to love to do that, and I hadn't done that in a long time. And then I thought, well, since I'm doing this 40 count, I could actually, do that with my light. It got to where it was hard for me to see to do it, without magnification. But anyway, that's all of those. And so I thought I'd show you my haul now. I have quite a bit of haul. I have a problem buying stuff. And I have a lot of clubs I'm in. I'm in thread, fabric, and stuff. But anyway, I know most of you probably heard Clay by Kim, and I was watching Stitcherista when she was going through her thing, getting dragons, and I was thinking, oh man, I like that one of those dragons. I don't really need them. Don't get me wrong, I know I don't need it. But I thought, well, this week I remembered when she was going to post her stuff. She posts her stuff like at 8 o'clock. on Thursday nights. So I thought, well, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to see if I can't get it. So I got on my big computer, because I know that's faster than an iPad or something like that. So I got in there, and as soon as they come on there, I was clicking. Every time I go, it says sold. So finally, I clicked on this little, it's a bug on a leaf, and it's really, really cute. I really like it. I was able to get that one. It's not a dragon. But I'll probably eventually get one. If not, then, you know, I'm okay. I can survive. I'm not no baby. Then I ordered, I got this order from Needleworker's Delight, which is Silk Weaver. You know, on their page, their Facebook page, they do flash sales every week on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Well, I've ordered from them before. I've gotten a bunch of stuff from them, and I've had trouble a time or two getting my stuff. And so I hadn't ordered for anything from them since about July. But then I thought, well, let me give them one more chance. So I ordered, I clicked on a piece of fabric and a pattern. So I thought, well, let me try this. And I paid for it. Then a few days later, I got a shipping notice. I thought, oh, man, this is great. I'm not going to have any trouble this time. I'm so excited. So a few days later, I check, it says pre-shipment. A few days later, I check, it's pre-shipment. And I kept checking and checking. In about 3 weeks, I waited 2 weeks. So finally, I sent Silk Weaver a message saying, you know, do you know what's going on with this? It shows pre-shipment still. And so, can you check on this for me, please? So, and it takes them several days to get back with you whenever you send them a message on their Facebook page. They finally said, we'll check into it. And then I waited, and I waited, and I waited again. I waited another week or so. And so then I texted them and sent them another message saying, well, have you found out what's going on with it? Please let me know. So then they, finally, after about a week, they texted me again and said, or, you know, a few days at least. It might have been close to a week. I'm not really sure. They sent me a message saying that the post office had it. They don't know what's going on with it. But they would see what they could figure out. So I said, thank you. And then I waited a few more days. And so finally, I just sent them an email or a text. I said, would you please just give me a refund? Obviously, it got lost in the mail or something of that nature. Just send me credit for on my credit card. Well, it was like 2 days later that I was checked again just for the heck of it. And it showed that it was in transit to here. So I thought, well, that's good. I wonder if they just found it and said, oops, we thought we mailed it, but we didn't. Or maybe the post office did mess up. I don't know. But I did get it, so I'm happy about that. And what I got was Quaker Evening Prayer. And this is I think this is a new pattern that just came out. And this is by White Line Needle Art Designs. I thought that was real. I really like that. Of course, you know, Quakers. I just I'm addicted to Quakers. And I got this 40 count Verdal, Verdal. I don't know if it's Verdal or Verdal or whatever. It's a even weave 40 count, and it's in Golden Promise. So, you know what? This is not the right fabric. This is actually a piece of the 32 count Wexford I got off of eBay, and it's Golden Promise. This is the 40 count Verdal, and this is in Jamaica Sunset. Now, personally, I really like even weave better than I do linen. Now, I like linen okay, but I mean, I do like linen, but even weave, I like it better because you don't have all the slubs and the different size, you know, threads and stuff to deal with. And when I found out they had a 40 count even weave, I thought, well, let me try some of that. And I really like that. Then I got my thread club from Victoria Motto today. And I don't know how many of you have seen these yet or not. Essential Purple, Volcano. Here, I needed to put it in my other hand, maybe you can see. This is Dreaming Blue. Best Cherry Red. I love red. It's actually deeper red than that. Citrus. Well, there you go. If you can read that. I'm not good at weird names. Flamenco Dancer. And And this is Roaring Twenties. Wilted Aqua. Venetian Lace. This is one I have trouble with because the skeins are so big, you know, with the being 20 yards. Glowing Autumn. And this is not, it's not neon like it looks there. And dark evergreen. But find a way to store those where I can see what they are, and it's hard to figure that out for me. I mean, I have a limited amount of space to put this in. You know, my husband doesn't like my stuff all over the house, so I'm trying to, you know, keep it confined to one room. But it's still, part of it's in my bedroom, part of it's in our spare room. Which our spare room is actually, we've got 2 extra bedrooms. One that my son uses when he's here, and then the other one we've made into an extended pantry. Well, a few years ago, like say 2012, I got into canning food. I mean, we don't grow a garden, but I can things like meats and soups and stews and things like that. And I've got and also, you know, kind of, I'm one of these people that's like, be prepared for not having food. So I got a lot of canned food and stuff like that back there. So we got a whole room dedicated basically to that kind of stuff. And I got, in that closet, I got my 2 big things with a lot of my cross stitch stuff in it. So here's my Silks for You thread of the month. I really love their thread. That's pretty good. And I got some fabric from this all came from 123 Stitch. This I got all 40 count because I wanted to, you know, since I'm doing 40 count now, it's with my magnifying light. I love the look of 40 count, and you can only have to use 1 thread, so that makes it so much neater appearance, you know, having to use just 1 thread. So I thought I'd get me some different kinds of, you know. This is Dapple. This is Ale. This is Woodland Newcastle. This is Legacy. I think this is Alabaster. Yeah, Alabaster. Birch. Vintage Pearled Barley. And Heritage. Now this one right here is supposed to be a 13 by 18, but it's a 9 by 13. And I sent them a message that it was mislabeled, and they sent me, it was the wrong size, and they put me a piece in the mail that next day and told me just whenever I got, you know, 1 2, just send that one back. They're really good about that. That's happened one other time with me, and I had no trouble at all getting the right size. Now I also ordered this bag from Mama Joan. All the bags I got are the regular ones, but I wanted one of the Donna Ray bags that open from the top. And I just love those flowers. But this right here is what sold it. Me and my samplers, I love them. Now, as much as I love samplers, I really don't like specialty stitches. I wish I did, but I just can't seem to get into them. Okay, and here's my thread of the month from Threads of the Month from Ships Manor. And here's my fabric of the month from Ships Manor. This is a 16 count Ada, which I might switch to 40 count linen next time, see what his linens look like. I've never tried his. And I got this from Cottage Garden, or the Cottage Needle. It's a Etsy store. I'll try to put it in the notes. And this is Confederate gray. This is a Weeks. And it's 40 count. This is Antique White 40. This is 46 count. I might actually try to dye that or something. I'm not really sure. I haven't really dyed anything. My sister has. So she's on her in Florida. Her husband, his sister lives down there in Panama City. He has 2 sisters and a brother that lives in Panama City. And his sister's house had 2 trees on it, and it just, oh my, I saw the video, and there's just scores of trees in her yard. and they couldn't get the trees off the house, and finally they went down there so he could help her. She's a widow, and he was going to try to do some repairs, but they couldn't do anything until I got the trees off the house. So they finally got those off, and he repaired the roof, and they're on the way home today. So I can't wait for her to get back, because I really miss my sister. I love spending time with her. And this is 40 count stars hollow blend. I think that's the most perfect neutral. I love it. Love, love, love it. I also ordered this one. You order the three threads, and you get the pattern for free. So I'm all for that. Now, I've done this once before, so I hope I don't repeat myself. This is when I saw it one time. I don't even know where I saw it. It might have been a group. It might have been just online. I'm not really sure, but when I saw it, I knew I had to have it. So I went on and I went looking for it, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I just Googled it and found it at the Salty Yarns. It's a Quaker Gone Poe by Michelle Designs. I have the Quaker Gone Tropic. I love that one. I have it. It's actually a whip. You'll see my whip parade, and hopefully shortly. And here is Redwork Noel by Imaginating. I don't know what I'm going to stitch that in, but I can't wait to get started on that. And that looks, oh yeah, wait a minute. Now my biggest haul is from the Scarlet Letter. Now I am planning on stitching the Anne Grimshaw. I started the Anne Grimshaw with black. And I remember telling you last week that I decided I was going to, I saw someone post to the group theirs that they had finished in 2 different shades of blue. 2 different shades of blue. That was I can't even think what the name of that thread is. But anyway, I ordered this fabric, which is Country Mocha, to start it on. This is 40 count. I was doing it on 32 count, and with it being 32 count, oh my gosh, that thing's going to be huge. And I was doing the black from Silks For You, but I don't know, I just wasn't happy with it. And when I saw that on the group, I thought, oh, I've got to do it. But anyway, when I ordered the thread from the Scarlet Letter, and believe me, it was a lot cheaper from them than anywhere else I saw. I had to pick up some patterns, because that's just the way I roll, you know. This is Jane Rees, 1869. Elizabeth Racer, 1834. I know there's a little difficult to see. I don't want to check it out in the back packages. This is the John Murray sampler, and this is really colorful. I really am excited to get started on this one. See, one thing I like about their samplers is they have a page that tells you exactly what stitches are used in it, and there are some that I don't mind doing, but I don't want to do all these crazy. Maybe I should try to start something that has a lot of different ones and learn them. Maybe that's what I need to do. The Green Linen Sampler. This is Abigail Gold Sampler. That one shouldn't take too long to do. Well, that's all relative on how much I work on it, right? Continental Sampler. And then I got the Matilda and Charles. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There they go, sliding off the end of the board. And this is I guess this is this is an Adam and Eve, my very first Adam and Eve. So that's pretty cool. And these are the threads I got to do my Anne Grimshaw. And that's what I'm going to do it on. I can't wait to get started on that. As a matter of fact, I might try to get started this week. I just have so many that I'm behind on that I really need to catch up on that it's just hard for me to get started, because I want to work some more on the weavers, and I'd love to work some more on that Blackbird Designs sampler. I have a lot of Blackbird Designs, and I'm constantly ordering more patterns, so I've always got more stuff. One thing I know about Blackbird, though, is if you see something you really like, you better get it while you can, because it's going to go out of print, and then you're either going to pay out, you can pay a lot for it or not have it. So that's why I'll go ahead and just get what I want when I see it. And I can do it, because when my husband retires, those days are probably going to be, done. Because I am, saving for his retirement. Storing up cross-stitch fabrics and threads and patterns for his retirement. Let's just hope that I live another 40 or 50 or 100 years, because, or can stitch that long, because, yeah, if I never buy anything else, I will never get done what I've got even started, not counting what I haven't started. So I try not to think about that, because, if I do, then that'll be depressing, and then, it's like, well, what the heck? What am I doing? So I enjoy buying, I enjoy starting new things, I enjoy all the ones I'm stitching, and I'm gonna, as long as I'm enjoying it, and it really enhances my life, and that's why I do it. And I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm not gonna let anybody make me feel guilty about it. And so that's my take on it anyway. So all right, Thanksgiving, we have 10 children, and I have 19 grandchildren. We have one on the way. My oldest stepdaughter, she's 36 years old. She's pregnant with her third child, and unfortunately the baby is a Down syndrome baby. She was worried that he had some other defect. It's a boy, and she and her boyfriend were very relieved that it was Down syndrome and not like spina bifida or something like that, which I am too, because there's a lot of wonderful people out there that has Down syndrome, and I'm not gonna, he's gonna be just as loved as the rest of them. So, but he's due in February, but we don't really see her much, even though she lives close to us. She's got a lot of issues, and she just does not want to keep up with the family too much. So my two sons will be here. My oldest two sons will be here. My youngest son lives in Arkansas. He moved out there about 5 years ago because he met a girl online, and they lived together several years, got married last year, and then they separated this year, but he's still there. I think he's planning on staying. I'm not really sure yet, but he's 31, so I kind of let him, got to live his own life. I miss him, but, he's doing well there. He has a good job. He has his own place. He's independent, so I like that. I want my children to be independent, because I'm not always going to be here to take care of them, so. And so they're going to be here. My husband's youngest son, which has 4 children, they're going to be here, and I'm not really sure if anyone else is coming or not, because most of them go to their in-laws, or they're cooking their own meals, and we might see several of them through the day, but as far as eating with us, those are probably the only ones that can eat with us. But I cook a big Thanksgiving dinner, and so that's what I'm going to be doing starting next Wednesday. So I'll be cooking, things that I can cook the day before, and then Thursday we'll cook and eat and eat and eat. Well, I'll try to eat, because, I've been dieting for so long, I'll probably be able to eat much, but I'm going to eat when I can. I'm going to do my part. But, anyway, my husband is, like I said, going to be off so he can help me. And, I wanted to show you my baby. Come here, Molly. Come here. This is my baby, Molly. She don't like being held. She's our toy poodle. We've had her for 13 years. She's getting to be old, but, she's got her nails done up. She's a pretty girl. She's a sweet thing. I tell you what, we just love this girl so much, but she is never like to be picked up. Every now and then she'll let me pick her up, but she has to be with her back to you. You can't just like grab her like this and pick her up. She can't. It scares her or something, I guess. But that's the only pet we have. I'm not much. I've never been much for pets. I've never had a dog in my life till I moved in with my husband. He had a dog. She died about a year later, and then we got her a couple of years later, and that's the only dog I've ever had in my life. And I don't, I like her because she's a poodle and she doesn't shed. I don't like all that hair. I've had cats in the past, and they, how bad they shed, and I always loved cats. When I was growing up, my dad would never have a dog because they bark, and so we had cats. Well, I had cats from the time my kids were babies until I got about in my early 30s, and then I developed an allergy to them. So now if I go in a house that has cats, start sneezing, my nose stops up, my eyes start itching, it's miserable. So you can't have cats anymore. But anyway, I know I'm rambling on about stuff that you don't even care about hearing, but I just wanted to, I'm trying to let you get to know me a little bit. So if you have any questions about anything, just let me know. I'll try to put some links in the, thing down there. The show more thing down there, if I can figure out how to do that, since I'm just now starting. Where I got some of this stuff. And I will try to do that. And I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving that celebrates, that's American or from the United States. Not just American, from the United States, because we're not all of America, and I know that. So anyway, I just wanted to wish everybody that does celebrate happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you all have a great weekend and a blessed day, and I will see you next time.